What's up, guys? This is Dark Souls 2 for the PC. I've been playing this game for a few days now, pretty extensively. I've beaten almost 3/4 of the game, so unfortunately I can't do a blind playthrough of the game. I was too excited. I wasn't really thinking about doing a video of it until about an hour ago, actually. I played Dark Souls 1 before. It was incredibly fun. Got really heavily into PvP, and it made my performance in a lot of other games suffer because that's all I was spending my time on. But I'll probably be doing a blind playthrough of the rest of the game, so stay tuned for that. The purpose of this video is just to get my stats and equipment out there so you know what's going on. You can possibly use my build to reference your own, or even help me out if you see some glaring flaws in mine. So let's go to player stats, or player status rather, and we'll see my stats here. So at the moment I'm level 155. I've still got 45 levels to go before I've decided to stop. This is mostly for PvP, or not PvP rather, but for PvE, so I'm not going to be sticking to the meta, which is level 150 at the moment. That's used for duels and PvP and whatnot. So when it's done, I hope to have Vigor up to 40. Endurance should probably stay about where it is. I'm not really going to move that much. Vitality is probably going to come up just a couple more points, maybe to 18, maybe 19. Attunement, I definitely want one more slot out of it, maybe two. We will see once we get to the end. Dexterity is definitely going up to 40, and Faith is definitely going up to 50. So I'll have a few more points there. I definitely want Faith as high as I possibly can get it, but we'll see. Like I said, the rest of these need a little bit of work. Let's see. Let's go to my equipment now. So I main a lightning longsword plus 10, that's what I use for boss fights, and if somebody invades my world, that's what I use to fend them off. I added lightning to it so that I could get the most out of Sunlight Blade, which is one of the miracles that I have. It has a 30% plus to any existing lightning damage on the weapon, as well as 50 damage of lightning added onto it. So I thought that that would be a good combo. The other weapon is Stone Soldier Spear plus 10. I use that for narrow hallways, and if I'm trying to play my Phalanx build, which I also statted this character out to be. If I just want to, have some fun, I'll take out the big old great shield and I'll sit in hallway and poke people as they invade me, it's a lot of fun. For a shield, I use the Dranglic shield. I feel like that's pretty standard. It has either 95 or 100% damage reduction. I can't remember which one it is, but have that one. Probably not going to upgrade it. If I do, I'll probably put magic on it so that I can take magic damage a little bit better with it. That's one of the things I've noticed, is it doesn't block a whole lot of magic, so I'd like to get that ability. I use the Priest Chime. I'm going to get that up to plus 5, plus 10, whichever one it goes up to. I like it because it has great scaling with lightning, and that's mainly what I use in terms of miracles. My equipment on my body is Vengarl's Helm plus 5. I really like the way it looks. I like how it has the open face, so I can easily tell if I'm hollow or not without having to go in and check. I know that there's a way to do it just by looking at the health bar, but honestly I don't really care. I also use the Elite Knight's armor. I'm going to get that up to plus 10 as soon as I get around to it. I don't usually upgrade my armor very quickly. Probably a flaw on my part. I use the Dranglic gauntlets. I feel like they go pretty well with the set, even though the Elite Knight gauntlets go a little bit better with its own armor, but I feel like the extra protection of Dranglic, it's worth it to look a little off. And then I'm using the Elite Knight leggings plus 4. Those are also going to go up to plus 5 as soon as I get around to it. And then, of course, in my equipment bar down here, it's just a jumbled mess of things I've been using. My rings, I have the Ring of Blades, which I feel is kind of standard for PvP. It's almost essential at this point because most people use it. the Ring of Steel protection, because at the moment, obviously, I don't have fully upgraded gear, so the extra defense is it's welcomed. The Covetous Silver Serpent Ring for PvE, just so that I can get some more souls out of everything. I like leveling up quickly. And then the Old Sun Ring. I really like the Old Sun Ring. It'll probably stay on my equipment forever. If you're taking a whole lot of hits and you can't roll away in time, it will leave a small explosion where you just were. So if a guy staggers you and he hits you a couple times, once you reach the damage threshold, it'll take a couple seconds, but it will detonate. Small explosion, usually doing somewhere from 200 to 300 damage, and it's a great way to get away from your opponent. I've had it win me a couple fights, actually, where I was definitely not going to survive if I did not have it. One of the things I forgot to mention is that I do actually use the Sun Sword plus 10 as a backup sword. The reason why my stats for strength and dexterity are going to be so high are because of this sword. It has an A scaling in both strength and dexterity, so eventually when I get both of those stats up to 40, it should be competitive with my longsword in terms of damage done. And it will then take the place of my longsword as my main armament. But for now, the longsword is fulfilling that role. I also forgot to mention that the Covetous Serpent Ring is replaced by the Red Tearstone Ring, or the Chloranthy Ring +1 when it comes to PvP. The stamina boost from the Chloranthy Ring and the attack boost from the Red Tearstone Ring are welcomed in their time of need. I generally use a lot of my stamina very quickly. One of my main problems are using it all and then needing more when shit hits the fan, so to speak. And then I always like to basically spam attacks when I get down to low health, because when I get down to low health I generally panic, and that's all I can think to do. But I think that is it for equipment. I should mention my miracles that I have equipped. I have Sunlight Blade, which I adore. I really wish Dark Moon Blade was still in the game, or carried over from Dark Souls 1 rather. Dark Moon Blade was my main miracle, and it was what I built all of my builds around. I'm gonna miss it dearly, but Sunlight Blade will fill that gap for me. Right now I have Lightning Spear. I'm working towards getting the Sunlight Spear from the Sunbro Covenant, or as most people know it, the Heirs of the Sun, because I just want more damage. The reduced uses doesn't really bother me so long as I can actually do more damage. I don't usually spam them, so I'd like to hit harder rather than hit more often. I think that is it for me. Yeah, so I hope to see you guys when I do my full playthrough, or rather my blind playthrough of the rest of the game. I'll be doing a couple videos of some PvP if I ever get around to it, and I'll keep you guys updated on my gear. Leave a comment down below if you guys think you can improve my build, or if you think certain things are unnecessary. If you have questions about your own build, feel free to leave them below or send me a private message. I'm not an expert by any means, but I can definitely give you some advice. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you next time.